Hey everybody, One of Wisdom here just after 2 a.m. early Wednesday morning, September 10th, 2014. I am about to upgrade one of my favorite Skylanders of all time, Warnado, albeit in his Skylander Swap Force form, which if you can't tell by the glowing shell is LightCore. Now I was stoked. I remember being at E3 after Giants and getting kind of like the info on Swap Force. I was the guy that asked questions like, are we going to see any of the returning characters, the Forgottens, the Castaways, that Camel, the Ghost Roaster, the Warnado, Fright Rider, or not Fright Rider, Sunburn, Boomer, those 8 remain some of my personal favorite Skylanders to this date, despite some of them, cough Voodoo Boomer, Ghost Roaster, not having reposes ever. No legendary form, no variant form, no LightCore form, no return and trap team, just nothing. I'm still hopeful some of them might appear as Eon's Elite, even though it'd be a little redundant. It'd be a nice nod to see them, even at the 3X figures. But Warnado did come back, and then I was kind of devastated when I got the news he came back as a LightCore figure. While I think that's cool, and I think it's a nice idea and a nice nod to Warnado, he is a character that would benefit greatly from a wow pow, and that's where I have the issues with the LightCore characters. They don't give them a wow pow. Now, if it's a new lander like Bumble Blast and his regular character doesn't have, a blue-based wow pow, that's fine. But Warnado, I know this is a LightCore, but it's technically his second time in. I feel like he should have had a wow pow. And that ties in with my LightCore sermon. That said, he's very cool. I love the way he jumps. They've added that in. That's kind of a new element to enjoy with your castaways, if you will. He only needs 9,088 fully upgraded for the simple fact he doesn't have the wow pow. Otherwise, he'd need another 3,000. His base attacks, the spin attack does 46 to 69, summon tornado 26 to 39. There is summon tornado, and here is the spin attack. So you get the idea. That's what we're working with. We're gonna come over this direction. Very cool character in my opinion. We're gonna begin with Sharp Shell for 320. Bear in mind I've got the 18 wing sapphires. Spin attack deals more damage, so we'll go ahead and pick that up. Alright, then Extended Tornado will hold A to extend the range of the attack for 448. And I think we're gonna stop there just to be safe. This is a personal favorite of mine, so I don't want to take any chances. So we were sitting at 46 to 69, and as you can see, we're now 53. So we're gonna document that. Sharp Shell is 53. Half of that's 26 and a half, so basically 70. We'll call it. Wait, that's not right. I'm shortchanging him there. 53, half of that would be basically 27, so that would be 80, which is much better sounding. Extended Tornado, we were sitting at 26 to 39 on Summon Tornado, which that's still pretty much par, but if I hold A, you can see it kind of keeps going. If it would hit something, so it still looks to be the 26 number. So you can kind of get a feel for the increased range. If I tap it there, and then now I'm going to hold A, and you can see that it actually crossed where we were just stopping before. So Extended Tornado is simply extended range, and then it's still 26 to 39. Alright, so we'll slide back this way. Third upgrade on the base side is called High Winds for 576. Tornadoes can damage multiple enemies. If we had Chompies here, he could have just picked up one. Now he can pick up 7. And then Whirlwind Flight for 768. This is a big one. Press X to fly. The Warnado gains increased speed and resistance while flying. Going back to SSA, they knew how to do things. You didn't get just one perk or no perk or just the flight. You got speed and armor. You see that also with Horn Blast Whirlwind that we just upgraded. So let's pick that up. Now, pay attention to him. He will change slightly at a later date. Eye of the Storm. This is probably the better path. It's what I took with my first ever Warnado. That said, I'm in Texas. I'm going to go with Windmaster this time, just do something a little different. Further develop Warnado's tornado attacks. Let's go ahead and select that. We won't get anything just yet, we'll just save ourselves that step when we come out. So what we want to do now is make sure that the tornadoes that can damage multiple enemies now are still doing the same damage, 26 to 39. That looks to be the case. And then we've got Whirlwind Fly. Let me actually put that down. Get multiple enemies still. 26 to 39, and then Whirlwind Flight. This is our tertiary attack, and to give you an idea, this is his speed now, and when flying, a little bit quicker, and most important thing, it just looks cool, so, you know, gotta go with that. Now, the interesting thing, he does not damage anyone when he's in this position, so that's kind of odd, but I mean, it does still work. You can spawn the tornado, you don't do damage that way, so keep that in mind. Obviously jumping will destroy that just like using the tertiary attack. So fly-in tornado, increase armor and speed. Alright, so we're gonna pop over here to Gorm, and we're going to pick up the first up. You know what, actually, let me just run you through these numbers. Low friction shell, you would be looking at 60 to 90. Flying mini turtle, 16 to 24. Turtle slam, that's really the big deal. It's almost my thoughts at the time were that's like Terrafin's belly flop, and that's an epic attack, and it delivers on the damage, 85 to 128. That said, we're gonna get going here. Guided Twister. 1088 is the price with our discount. Hold A to manually control the direction of your tornado attack using the left analog stick. Let's go ahead and buy that. Yeah, let's go ahead and just check this. So, first thing, I'm just going to do a regular one without holding A and guiding it myself. I'm going to make sure you're still doing the same damage, and it is. Now, I'm going to hold A, and I am controlling where that thing goes. Granted, it's reached its limit, and I can't anymore. So, let's try this again. That's really the downside to it. There's not a really good range there. I mean, you just set it up accordingly and take it from there. So, Guided Twister, you control, still 26 to 39. That's a bummer because that really ought to do increased damage there, in my opinion. Kind of make this path a little bit more rounded. Up next, we have Summon Cyclone for 1408. Tornadoes are supersized and deal more damage. I know what you're thinking. You just said you wanted that. Here it is. It's one of those things. I'm talking cumulative. Let's play it safe and just check this out. Let's also just shoot one out as we get over here. Whoa. Okay, so that first number was critical, obviously, with the charms and everything. But Summon Cyclone, 52 to 78. That's some salty stuff right there. Plus, it looks cool. And if you wondered, you can totally control it yourself. So very neat stuff right there. Up next, we're gonna pop back over to Gorm. We'll fly there just to do something different. For some reason, he's like freezing up. I don't know. I've had that happen a few times. Let me use the D-pad in case we're putting too much strain on the analog stick. Wind Elemental. Tornadoes will attack enemies on their own. The price is $19.20. Can't really showcase that here, but it's cool. So many things you could do for this guy for a soul gem. One that comes to mind is being able to have multiple tornadoes active. Second thing that comes to mind is being able to have a tornado that doesn't destroy on impact, basically meaning I can run it through 3 enemies, I could run it through 5 enemies, I could run it for 10 seconds before I have to restart. The turtle slam could shoot out mini turtles. The low friction shell could be upgraded. There's just so many options for this guy. He could go in his shell and do something crazy. I don't know, that's why I really, really wish. I'm stoked that he was back. I'm glad he got his LightCore. But me personally, I would have preferred a Series 2 Warnado over a Series 3 Whirlwind. And I really do like Whirlwind. It's just, I would like to see everybody get to the point that they've got at least one Wow Pow, and Warnado is a character that would greatly benefit from the Wow Pow. But that should be cool, and it looks like kind of a enemy that we've seen before. So that said, we're gonna go here. Thick Shelled. This is one of my favorite soul gems dating back to SSA. Just like so many of the characters, the soul gem would be tied in with something epic like plus 40 armor. That's pretty much the case here. We'll pick it up for $25.60. This ability gives Warnado a thicker shell, reducing damage he takes from enemies, and that is, I can't stress how big of a deal that is. When you see him outside of here, you'll be able to pick up on the difference, I think. It's obviously, he looks more like a porcupine now than a turtle, you know, if you will, just based on the spikes. It's a really cool blue. The LightCore effect is nice on it. I mean, it doesn't really look like a porcupine. I'm just saying, based on what he looked like before, the spikes are all much more prominent, even more so with the LightCore effect. Wind Elemental. Yeah, you know, you can't really. It's trying. Let's fire that off and see if he goes and gets a sheep. He did. So, although that doesn't, like, you know, tell you anything much, I mean, you get the feel for it. It's kind of that funky looking super meathead guy going after everybody. So, Wind Elemental, Tornado pursues. What am I doing there? I don't know. I was typing in the spreadsheet and I just heard something that sounded like Minecraft damage or something. Thick Shelled, it is awesome. It gives you plus 40 armor. I can't tell you how big of an increase that is. Actually, I have to put armor plus 40 or the spreadsheet will do weird things. But there's some characters, particularly Newlanders in the swap force, including the swappers, and they've got really pathetic armor. Base even maxed out with the charms, and then here's Mr. Warnado. He's got really good armor to begin with, 30, and then plus 40. So if you think that's insignificant, go put him in a nightmare mode survival arena and you know, take a few hits, see how fast you die, then get his soul gem Thick Shelled, go back in there and see the difference it makes. It is notable. That said, this is LightCore Warnado fully upgraded down the Windmaster path. Again, I am a huge fan personally of Warnado, and I think just for the heck of it, just because I do like the pose, I'm probably going to pick up a second LightCore Warnado at some point. That said, I think I'm going to wait until it's like in the $5 range at Walmart or something, just because, I mean, money doesn't grow on trees except in Animal Crossing. And maybe some select other locations I'm unaware of, but just a cool deal. And I thought also one of my reasons for picking Windmaster that I didn't cite is just I thought that his pose was more geared towards that. I realize it's basically him showcasing whirlwind flight, but given the darker nature of the cloud, it kind of brought Windmaster to mind. And, you know, if you haven't noticed, I kind of like to base the path I pick on what the character's pose seems to dictate in most situations. So that said, LightCore Warnado fully upgraded. You don't know it from here, but this guy's actually really close to being fully like maxed out completely. Obviously not level wise, but everything else in his quest categories he is very close to. So I may mess around with that, but the problem I have with that is the next characters to be upgraded are Earth, and those are some of my favorite characters. Obviously, we've got Flashwing in the LightCore position. She's someone that would have been beastly with a Wow Pow. So it kind of sucked for her to be back only with a LightCore without the Wow Pow, but she also looks really good as a LightCore character and it fits her personality. That said, the money for me is on Prism Break and Terrafin, Hyper Beam, and Knockout respectively. Those have been some of my go-to guys since SSA, so stoked to finally treat them. I actually know I bought Prism Breaks because I had to know about the coloring, you know, green, yellow, red, and I did that like before I did anything else in the game, I think. That said, Knockout Terrafin in his path. Wow Pow, I should say, have nots. Given into temptation, I've held out. I cannot wait to see what that is. Plus, I'll finally be able to complete his personal quest. I haven't been able to because I haven't upgraded him, just to make things, you know, blind and more legit for you. So, that said, I think I am tired. I've got a lot to do. I should probably edit these. I actually should probably release like one of the 120 videos I have uploaded that I just haven't released, but it's too much of a temptation for me. I've waited this long. I'm not going to wait any longer. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to do Hyper Beam, Prism Break, and Terrafin, Knockout Terrafin, and I'm going to take both of these guys down both of their paths. I'll go ahead and upgrade one and document it to expedite things, and then I will showcase both of the paths to you. So, like I said, big fan of the Earth element, and in particularly those two characters. Really wish we had Dino Ring, but that's another story, another day. As always, thanks for watching. LightCore Warnado fully upgraded down the Windmaster path. Can't wait to take this guy and get him up to level 20 and ready for Trap Team. I probably will use him in the game because I like him and he's not back. Unless they do something totally unexpected. Or he's the Eon's Elite. Had a few people say the air one is Whirlwind. I don't know where that information came from. I've not seen that. It hadn't been leaked as far as I know. That's the most likely. But it'd be cool if it was Warnado or Jetvac. Jetvac's another good candidate. He's had a lot of airplay here. But anyway, I'll quit rambling. Thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed, do that now. That will keep you from missing out on anything. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. I'll catch you back here for the epic Earth Hour, and until then, I will catch you shortly.